All right, guys, what's happening? Good morning. Good morning to you. It's Friday, May 21st, 2021. This morning, we're going to talk about what are you giving to others on a daily basis? What is it that you're giving to others on a daily basis? It's an important choice, what we're sharing around us. We're going to talk about what that looks like this morning. Let's get started.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.
All right, what's happening, guys? Good morning and happy Friday to you, man. It's good to be back. It's only the second day back in the office here for me this week, so it's good to be back in my regular habitat, man. I like being here. I like being in front of this computer. I like feeling the rhythm of everybody popping on when I'm home and kind of stable. Look at that, my man. Lance Phillips is on this morning, brother. You're gonna love this episode, man. You better stay tuned. I miss you too, man. You got to give me a call, bro. Let's catch up, dude. Let's do it soon. And, man, thank you for being here this morning. It means a lot to me, bro. Thank you. So we're going to jump right in this morning. What are you giving others on a daily basis? You know, what are you giving to others on a daily basis? Are you the person that's giving others positivity, or are you maybe even unknowingly giving people negativity? And so I think it's really important, man. We're going to give some perspective on that this morning. We're going to look at both sides of it. And I think there's a lot of things we're going to cover here, guys, that are things that you don't even realize you're doing. And I came across some stuff over the last few days that reminded me of how much people don't recognize exactly what they're doing. And, man, I think this one's going to be impactful. So if you guys could do me a favor and share this one out, I think a lot of people need to hear this message this morning. But before we get totally started here, I want to say good morning to some folks. What's happening, David Martin? Good morning to you. Trisha is up and at it, ready to attack Friday like a champion and go out like a lion, not like a mouse. Love it, love it, love it. Lance Phillips, good morning, man. Thanks again for being here. Jared, Tammy Clark, my girl on the West Coast, always up and at 'em early. Jared is a Central guy, so those Central folks are up early too. It's 6:30 to be on here with us, man. I appreciate you guys. Bob Bernard, good morning, man. Randy, Bruce, Judd, man, it speaks to me too, brother. I'm glad to have you here, man. And my wife is on here. Bruce Pulver is on here. Carla's on here, man. We got the whole crew on here this morning. Thank you guys for being here. And hopefully this one will make an impact on you. I believe that it will. All right, so what are we giving to others on a daily basis? Here's the question, guys. Are we giving people inspiration? Are we giving them motivation? Are we setting a good example and giving them, a great example to chase? Are we giving them the energy, the positive energy to move forward, that clear path of like, hey, this is what it looks like to win. This is how you do it. This is how you do it the right way. Are we setting that right example, right? Are we giving people that positive example? Or are we giving them the opposite of inspiration, motivation, and positive energy? Are we giving them worries? Are we giving them concerns? Are we building fear into people? Are we sharing like a negative energy like that? You ever get around somebody and you could just feel the concern in them? Everybody's had that person in their life. Maybe it's somebody close to you. You never know. But when you talk about those people that kind of share that negative energy, and again, I'm not trying to call anybody out here specifically, but watch for this. Here's some of the indicators that somebody has a little bit of negative energy in them, and hopefully you can help them. If you point it out, a lot of times what you're going to find is that people don't really realize that they're doing it. Here's what you're going to see. On the social media feed, man, you're going to see negative stuff being shared. You're going to see videos of negative stuff, negative news articles, negative videos. Anytime there's controversy in the world and that is shared on social media, the people that are sharing that, man, there is a consistency there. And so you have to watch, what kind of energy you're letting into your life. You got to watch those people that are sharing that stuff. There's something going on there that is risky, right? And so ask yourself that. Are you that person? And again, it doesn't make you a bad person. It means there's something going on in your mind that is, encouraging you to share that negative stuff. I catch myself doing it from time to time. Something negative will come across that I get a look at. I try to shield myself from it. And I think to myself, like, oh man, and so I find myself start talking to people about it, whether it's political or some negative thing that's on the news or whatever it may be. But if you find yourself kind of drifting that direction, you got to be careful, right? Because what you put into this brain of yours matters, because what you put into there is going to come back out and is going to be shared with those people around you. I think that anybody that spends a lot of time around me would tell you that I am, by and large, a very positive person, right? But we all have those moments of sharing our worries, our concerns, our fears. And you have to be aware of when you're in that zone, right? When you're kind of in that spot, you got to be super aware of what you're communicating to other people, because it's not just the language that you use, but your body language, the way that you carry yourself, the way that you carry your stress sometimes is extremely visible. There's people that I'm around every day, man, when they are stressed or when they're, upset about something, you can just physically see it all the time. And so I ask you this question, if somebody was to follow you around all day, my buddy Judd Burden always says, man, if somebody mounted a GoPro to your head and followed you around every day, what would they see? What would you see when you looked at the video? Would you see inspiration and motivation and positive energy and helping people and encouraging people? Or would you see worries, concern, fear, gossip, negative energy, being kind of lulled into watching stuff that you shouldn't be watching or listening to things that you shouldn't be listening to? It is super important, guys, to protect what's going into your mind, to protect this thing that's inside your head. Super important. There's nothing that I can think of that's more important, because what goes into your mind, what goes into your brain, has an impact on your life. And it is why I don't watch the news. I try to turn the news off. Last year we were kind of forced to watch the news at certain points because of everything that was going on in the world. But by and large, I would not recommend anybody watch the news, because if you turn it on, you're not going to see anything positive. I encourage you, go on a Facebook page here today, just as a test. Go on your Facebook page and just search any news channel you want and go scroll through the feed and see how many positive stories there are in that news feed. If you are consuming that on a consistent basis, if you are constantly reading, listening to, and watching the news, what are the chances that you are then distributing inspiration, motivation, and positive energy consistently? It's not possible. It's not possible. When you read something that interests you, you have a high likelihood to share it. True or false? True. So, how do you handle it? How do you change it? Well, it starts with what you're consuming. It starts with who you're connected to. It starts with that person that you have on your news feed that is constantly sharing negative stuff. You may not even look at it as negative. Shocking videos, right? Like these videos that get millions of views because there's something crazy in them. If that something crazy is negative, it means something. It means something. Trust me. Protect this house upstairs you got. Every single morning when I sit at this desk, I have a routine that I go through. I write down my gratitude. I write down my goals. I listen to and I watch and consume something positive and motivational. And I ask you to consider this. Why do you think I do that? Why do you think that I force myself to read something positive, consume scripture every morning, watch and listen to something motivational and positive? It 100% sets the tone for my day. 100% gets the day started off on the right foot. It's why I started doing this show in the first place. Because when I was growing up, all I remember is, people watching the news, right? Not in my house. My dad was already gone from work and, we would get off to school. But I remember my grandparents, I'd wake up in the morning and the first thing they would do is turn on the news. And I think back to that now and I think man, every morning you start off listening to the worst things in the world. And so how does that feed into your day? Feeds into your day by the energy you consume is what you're going to distribute. Right? How many of you have been through a bad time in your life where there was a lot of negativity, man? There was just a lot of weight you were carrying around. It's very hard for you to carry that weight and to maintain a consistently positive attitude, a consistently positive message. It's very difficult. It takes a lot of discipline, a lot of training, and a lot of repetition. So I want you guys to think about that today. What are you giving to others on a daily basis? And then secondly, where is that coming from? You can only pull from the well that you have. If that well is full of poison, rest assured, you will be sharing poison with others. If that well is full of pure water, pure motivation, pure positivity, then that cup that you pour from is going to help a lot of people. So think about that as you go through this Friday, as you end this week. What are you giving to others on a daily basis? And listen, if it's not good right now, don't spend time beating yourself up. That's part of, as Trisha just said, garbage in, garbage out, right? You beat yourself up, guess what happens? More garbage comes out. Whatever you put into your mind will come out. So if you find yourself, man, maybe he's talking about me, just fix it. Start putting better stuff in, and better stuff will come out. And you will consistently be sharing everything that you're consuming, everything that you're learning. One of the things that one of my coaches, advisors says to me all the time is man, when you learn something new, you can't wait to share it with somebody else. And that is 1,000% true. What I consume, I share with you guys. I share with everybody around me. What I learn, I can't wait to share with others. I can't wait for others to hear what it is that inspired me, that impacted me. And so I share that with as many people as I possibly can. But if I was reading and consuming negativity constantly, what would I be sharing with you guys? Something pretty different, right? When you think about last year, you think about quite a bit of negative energy, don't you? But we can fix that, guys. It's all about what we put inside. It's all about what we consume, what we listen to. I would go as far as to say the music you listen to on the radio, be careful. If it's lyrics that are not in line with where you want to go, be careful listening to it. There's subliminal things that happen in your mind that trigger from what you consume, what you listen to. I hope this was helpful. If it was, if you haven't shared this out yet, share it out for me. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please subscribe there. There's some new content going up there every single week that you don't see anywhere else. So please subscribe on YouTube if you haven't yet. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your mom, tell your dad. They got a YouTube account too, right? But share this out, guys. It helps people get better. It helps people start their day a little bit more positively. It helps somebody that doesn't realize that they're sharing negative things realize that they are. And that, friends, is how we make the world a better place, one person at a time. Giving people awareness is the greatest gift. Sometimes we do a lot of things that we don't realize we're doing. And unless we have a friend good enough to let us know, man, we can go through life sharing all kinds of stuff that's negative and have no idea. Have no idea. So think about that. Think about that. And when you give somebody this feedback, hopefully it makes an impact. And hopefully they come back to you later and they say, hey, thanks for the heads up. I appreciate you letting me know that. I didn't see it. I bet they will, even if they don't say it. That'll be the impact that you have. Well, it's Friday, guys. So as always, I'm going to tell you, don't go easy today. Go to the whistle. Go to the whistle and gain those inches. Gain those inches on your former self, on your competition, on your goals, on all the things that you want to accomplish. I just watched a video last week. I can't remember the exact number, so I'm going to do the math here. So the video said 42.8% of your life is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 42.8%. Let that sink in for a second. 42.8% of your life is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And so those people that are waiting for the weekend, that are working for the weekend, man, they take half a Friday off, or they slow down on Fridays, or they just don't go to the whistle, and then they don't do anything Saturday and don't do anything Sunday that gets them closer to where they want to go. And then they wonder why other people are, why all those lucky people are somehow getting further ahead. Here's the secret, guys. If you are not going hard on Friday, and you are not putting in the work on Saturday, and you are not putting in the work on Sunday, and I'm not telling you got to work 7 days a week. That's not what I'm saying. But if you just blow off the weekend and every Saturday and Sunday is Netflix and chill, then don't be surprised when there's people lapping you in life, because there's people putting in the work. There's people building relationships, meeting new people. I look at some things that happen in my life today and I say, man, wow. Some of the things that happened yesterday, we had an unbelievable day at the pavement group, and was talking to Mike on my team last night. Mike and I worked the deal together that came in yesterday. And both of us were just overwhelmed with pride, of years of hard work, right? Because it's not just about that deal. It's about putting in the work all the time. And so when those people look at from the outside in and say, man, this guy or this girl, man, are they lucky? Luck happens when preparation meets opportunity. And so I ask you guys to look within yourselves and ask yourself, are you really putting in the work on Fridays? Are you really doing things to get you closer on Saturday and Sunday? And I'm not telling you, family time is important, guys. Be present, be where your feet are. It's important to do the things that are necessary, but nothing is stopping you from waking up early in the morning and getting an hour's worth of work in. Nothing is stopping you from, putting in another hour when the kids go to bed. Nothing is stopping you, guys. The only thing stopping you is that guy or girl that looks back at you in the mirror. And so go out like a lion. Don't go out like a mouse on this Friday. And I hope this message was helpful, guys. If it was, please share it out. I really believe a lot of people need to hear this, because I think there's a lot of things. As Bruce just said, Bruce is one of the most positive people I know. I found a few in myself from your talk, blind spots, right? It's important. It's important to recognize those things. And I I appreciate you guys hanging with me this morning here. Wishing you an awesome Friday. Go out like a lion. Go out like a lion. I will talk to you guys soon. I love you guys. Thanks for being here.